Sorry, children getting up out of bed. I was talking about scarring. So obviously having a big scar is a little bit of a worry. Not super worry for me. Biggest thing for me is having clothes fit normally and not having my stomach roll over the top of my jeans, which is my biggest annoyance and has been even before I had kids. Another worry for me is anesthesia, because I've never gone under anesthesia, had my children naturally. Don't know how I'll respond to it because I've never had it before, but luckily my surgeon is doing a conscious sedation, which means I won't be intubated, no tube down the throat for this surgery. So easier on, off, and less risk because obviously there's no tube down the throat. I really like my surgeon. He is a former trauma surgeon, so for me that's important. So if anything happens to go wrong during surgery, I feel confident that he can take care of it. Also uses the anesthesiology group from the local hospital, so I'm pretty confident in my surgical team. Obviously with any surgery, there are medical risks involved, including blood clots. I already have purchased TED hose, which are compression stockings that go from the foot all the way up to the thigh. Planning on putting those on right after I get home because I'm doing same-day surgery. And then I also kind of have a schedule mapped out to get myself up and walking to prevent blood clots. Pain is always an issue with surgery. I'm not super worried about it. I've got the prescribed pain meds, only planning on taking them for a day, maybe two if needed. I tend to have a pretty high pain tolerance, birth children without drugs. So I'm hoping to use the narcotic pain medication as little as possible and get to Tylenol and Aleve ibuprofen as soon as possible, so that way I don't have to be on the narcotics. I have not had narcotic pain medication very often. I think maybe one or two other times. I know it causes a lot of constipation, TMI, we're talking about a surgery. So I've already got stool softeners and have a plan for that. If you can't tell, I have a medical background, so probably over preparing for this. And my biggest worry is actually getting back to the gym, which might be kind of a silly worry for some. But as I said, during pregnancies, I worked out a lot. I've always been an athlete, so not being able to work out for a long period of time may in fact kill me. We'll see. I've got a trainer I'm working pretty close with that's a close friend, and so hoping that after about 2 weeks I can get back to some sort of like gentle cardio, whether it's the stationary bike or the elliptical, and then slowly work my way back into lifting, and she's going to help me kind of modify things because she has a great handle on what puts tension on the surgical scar, because obviously I don't want to make my scar worse by going back too soon. Taking 16 days off work. I work 12-hour shifts, so I'm hoping that's going to be enough. Originally, I was only going to take 10 days, and then after doing my YouTube research and talking to a couple women who've had the surgery, I decided to take a little bit longer. So 16 days off work. I think I'll probably be okay. I don't have to do a lot of lifting. I've got a lot of help from people at work if I have to lift patients and things like that. And then obviously cost is a big issue for some people with this surgery. Like I said, I met with my surgeon about a year in advance, and then we saved up because I did not want to finance the surgery, so we paid cash. And that's kind of up to everybody. I know there's financing out there for certain people. Mine costs just under $11,000 just for the surgery and the garments and the medications and all of that. Not to mention I've bought a bunch of stuff to kind of help prepare for recovery. So in preparation for surgery, I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos, and I've been talking to people who've had the surgery, and obviously I had my pre-op appointment and asked a bajillion questions and probably drove my surgeon nuts. I have a rocking chair, which I'm sitting in currently, in our bedroom, which I had 4 babies back to back. I lived in this thing, so this is what I'm intending on sleeping in, because of all my research, it shows that sitting kind of in the recliner with your legs propped up is usually the most comfortable position for people right after surgery because you're quite hunched over. I've got a drawer, my top drawer here is full of all my meds so that my kids can't get to it. And I have my TED hose in there, and I've made myself a little schedule for medications after surgery so that way I can just set an alarm And then my husband will know what to give me because he's not as medically inclined, which is fine. And then things like the waterproof pads and ABD pads, and my surgeon gave me prescriptions for nausea medications and then pain medications, and I think that was all he gave me. Well, and then the antibiotics. So I went out and purchased things like Tums and docosate sodium with senna to help. I'm just going to take it to preemptively not get constipated. And things I thought I might need. And then obviously the Tylenol and ibuprofen for when I come off of the pain meds. And I've just made myself a schedule. I'm also planning on, haven't done it yet because I'm a week out, prepping some meals. My husband's great about cooking, so I'm not worried about that, but just like little snacky things. I do a lot of like overnight oats normally. I make like a week's worth and then I just grab them in the mornings for my breakfast. So I'll probably go ahead and do that before surgery. So that way I can just send one of my minions down to go get my breakfast so I don't have to get up too much. Thought about getting one of the raised toilet seats for our toilet, but it didn't make it that far. We'll see. If I get real desperate, I can always send my husband out to get one. I'm planning on having my dad's coming up for the week of surgery to help out with kids. I planned my surgery for spring break so that one of my kids is going to be going to my sister's house, because again I have 4 of them, so the oldest is going to my sister's house for the week, and then partway through the week one of the grandparents is coming and getting the older daughter, and then we'll have the 2 little girls with us, and my dad will be here to help. My husband's taking the week off, so between the 2 of them, one of them can be on kid duty, the other one can be on Megan duty, and I hope that I'll be up and around after a couple of days anyway and not need too much help. And then the week after surgery, I've got, again, I'm still off work and I've got friends that are willing to do carpool for the 3 days that my husband works, because we do opposite 12-hour shifts. So he'll be gone for 12 hours. So that next week, I've got a lot of family and friends around that are willing to help out with driving kids around so I don't have to do too much if I'm not, just in case I'm not filling up to it. So I go back to work about 2.5 weeks after surgery. I have surgery on a Monday, and then I don't go back until like 2-3 Thursdays past that. I only work on Thursdays and Fridays. So hopefully that will be it. I'm trying to think of anything else I missed. I have a little end table here that my tablet's sitting on, and then I got a second one for over here so I can have plenty of space to stack stuff. I got a list of stuff for me to do while I'm not mobile because I will get bored easily. And then I've got a TV and obviously going to be Netflixing and hanging out. So that's that. So I want to show what my belly looks like now so that we can kind of compare, because that's kind of what everybody wants to see with these videos, and also what I've wanted to see kind of where your belly starts at and what kind of results you get. I've found that a lot of the videos are people who have had a lot more weight loss than me. So I think that kind of plays into the type of scar you're having, because obviously the more skin you have, the more chance of puckering with the surgical site. I'm hoping mine will be smooth. I've worked really hard to get it as small as possible. Obviously, if it was perfect, I wouldn't be having surgery. The other thing is I have had a piercing in my belly button when I was 16, and that caused a giant stretch mark and kind of deformity. So obviously, they do the incision around the belly button, are going to be cleaning that up and making it pretty for me. So yeah, let's see. We'll try to move this over and ignore my messed up bedroom. I don't know. I might have to prop this. So this is where I'll be recovering in my lovely chair in the corner. Let's see. See if we can see how tall I am. So this is, take this off, what my belly looks like now. So obviously the incision is going to start here, go down through here. This is the bad lighting in here. This is kind of the wrinkle around the belly button that I'm concerned about. And then my stretch marks stop about here, which is great because my surgeon says anything below where my finger is, the belly button down, will be gone. So all the few stretch marks I have that are above should all be down low. So I should have the smooth skin up here will be the majority of my belly. So the majority of my stretch marks will be removed with surgery, which is super exciting. I still will have a few, which is fine by me because it's part of having babies, and obviously the stuff on the hips is going to continue to be there. I've got this stuff here that will be hopefully liposuctioned out, but this is all just kind of loose skin that I'm excited to be rid of. All of that fun stuff. So that is what it looks like now. And then I will see if I can stay on top of things and give you guys updates. We'll see how it goes with my drug-induced recovery. Again, I'm not a big medication taker, so we'll see how that all plays out. And I think that is it. And hopefully next time you see me, I will have a lot less tummy. All right, thanks guys. Bye.